Happy Monday, folks. This week I get to talk to you about a foreign language film, and I've gone with Mel Gibson's Apocalypto. Yes, it's an American film, but it's in the Mayan language, so I figure it counts. In case you don't know, this movie is about warriors from a Mayan kingdom who attack a small Mayan village to take people that they can later sacrifice. But the lead character, who is very coolly named Jaguar Paw, takes his pregnant wife and toddler son and lowers them into a very deep hole in the ground as a way of saving their lives, basically. He still gets taken by the warriors, but later on tries to escape so he can get back to the, what little family he has left. The first time I heard about this movie was from my mum. She had been talking to her brother who had seen it, and he said two things. He said, one, this is an adult film, which I agree with. There are some very, well, not very gruesome, but some, I'll admit, there's some cutting some hearts out of bodies and very extreme stuff like that, so it definitely is for adults. But the second thing he said is very interesting. He said that Mel Gibson should stop making movies now because he'll never make a better one. Now, I agree with part of that and not the other part. Obviously, I think Mel Gibson should continue making movies. Despite what you think of his personal life, well, that's his personal life, that's not his films. I do think that Mel Gibson may never make a better film. Now, I hope he does, obviously, because I always want to see better and better movies. However, this one that he's made is pretty flawless. One thing this movie does very, very well is its actors, okay? Now, for starters, a very simple thing, but a very effective thing. The faces of the people they've got are very memorable. And I'm talking very memorable lead role, very memorable, the lady who plays the wife, and especially the villain also. Very memorable faces, and the lead has a very charismatic face. Very helpful when you're making a movie, especially when it's so much about people and the environment, which, by the way, really has you sucked into their world. You're not really thinking, oh, this is just on location, there's civilization around here. You're not thinking that. You're so focused in this story, which is just, I guess, almost surprisingly, just entirely entertaining. Now, later on, it goes into more almost typical set pieces, action set pieces towards the end, but they don't feel very typical at all. Mel Gibson just is quite a talent with directing. Now, I know Braveheart isn't particularly a great film, but here he really shows his talent. The costumes are fantastic. The art style in general, especially during sort of in the middle of the film, they go to this Mayan kingdom, and there's if anyone's seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you'll especially know what I'm talking about when you see it. The color blue is very effectively used, and there's a great set piece amongst these epic sets that they have built for this movie. There's a great set piece in which they give the prisoners an opportunity to gain their freedom by basically sprinting across an open field and trying to make it to the other end without being hit by their arrows, and it is a really superbly handled scene. I highly recommend this. If you haven't seen it, please do yourself a favor if you have interest in this sort of movie, because I do realize it's quite a specific taste, being that it is, in some cases, quite violent, but it is so, I mean, this whole film is done in this Mayan language, and Gibson has just done such a fantastic job directing this and putting together this great film with these extraordinary moments and set pieces, and it's just, obviously, as you can tell, I'm gushing. I'm just very in love with this movie, and it comes highly recommended by me, so please do seek it out. That's it for another week, guys. I hope you're going to keep an eye out for Olivia's video on Friday, and I hope you have a great week. See you later.